Hey guys, Dad TFP here, and I'm with my best bud,
NiagaraTFP.
and we've got something very awesome to share with you today.
Yeah, we can't really upload because we're making all these models.
So, man, as you can see, there's a lot going on here, and it's an awesome creation by my best bud, Niagara TFP. And why don't you go ahead and explain what's going on here, bud?
Yeah, this is a map of Chicago, and you can see these are all lots of the landmarks there.
And so this is really cool, and so all these buildings and structures are from a company called
Wurlington Press.
Wurlington Press, and so each of these buildings is on a postcard, and you can go ahead and make buildings out of these postcards. So as you can see, these buildings have a lot of detail, and it takes a lot of work to actually make these postcards into these cool buildings. So very amazing. Oh, and then one of the cool things is, well, these are just buildings, right?
Yeah,
Well, Niagara TP went ahead and built the laid out Chicago, and now these buildings are placed where they would be in Chicago.
we're gonna go from all angles and then you can talk a little bit about Chicago.
So yeah, the blue represents the ocean. The near side, I'm sorry, the near side we're at right now that represents Lake Michigan, and the small area represents the Chicago River. And as you can see, uh, the buildings are placed where they would be in Chicago. Oh, and there's not just buildings. There's also some cool L elevated
Trains.
trains, yeah, elevated trains. And so one of the cool things I didn't realize is that the first L was created for part of the World's Fair.
Yeah, and now we're going to show you all of these landmarks.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at all these different buildings. So first up is the Water Tower. And something interesting about Water Tower is that was one of the few buildings that was left standing after the Great Chicago Fire. Next up is the Chicago Tribune Tower. That one's pretty cool. Let's see. And then there is the Wrigley Building. Those are nice because they're on the lake and they look beautiful next to the lake. And which one of those buildings has all those unique pieces from
Tribune Tower.
Tribune Tower has cool artifacts from great buildings all around the world, which is pretty cool when you walk around it. Next up, Sears Tower, which is one of our favorite Chicago buildings. For a period of time, it was the tallest building in the world. Next up is John Hancock Center, another pretty cool building. Now the Reliance Building. Let's see, where's that one? Ooh, that one's famous because I think it's one of the original skyscraper buildings, right?
Yeah.
Bahá'í Temple. That's a beautiful structure. That's definitely worth seeing if you're around the Chicago suburbs. It's just an amazing, beautifully constructed building. Marina City. Very cool. Unique shape, and it's also cool. Their parking structures on the lower levels, and that building to the left of the tower, that's House of Blues, and they got a lot of cool shows there, like concerts and stuff. 860 Lakeshore Drive Apartments. Oh yeah, another one of those early high-rise apartment buildings. Lake Point Tower. I mean, just looking at that one, right, you can tell it's a cool looking building. Crown Hall.
All the way down here. Yeah, and some of these they do have arrows because it's not shown on the actual location is not on this map. So that's why some of these have arrows on it.
And Crown Hall is kind of cool because I believe that's part of the IIT campus, right? Illinois Institute of Technology, one of the awesome universities in Chicagoland. 35 East Wacker Drive.
This middle one right here.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Auditorium Building. There you go. That one's pretty cool. Inland Steel Building. Oh yeah, that one's kind of cool. Trump Tower. Yeah, that's a beautiful building. It replaced where the location where the Sun Times building was. And it's just an awesome sight to see, especially along the river in Chicago. Board of Trade building.
This middle one right here.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Aqua Tower. Aqua Tower is pretty cool, and actually it's a famous female architect is part of that one, and she also built the St. Regis, which
It's not on this map.
not on this map.
It'll be here.
It's another pretty cool building in Chicago. Monadnock Building. That one's kind of cool because there's two buildings as part of that, and they look similar on the outside, but they're both using different construction methods on each of the buildings. I think one is cement, and the other one is steel structure. Rookery Building. There you go. There's the Rookery Building. It's one of the things it's famous for. It has an awesome atrium designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, and it's beautiful. Michigan Avenue Bridge. Oh yeah, that's iconic. When you go across that bridge, you can see those beautiful buildings on both sides of the river. A sight to behold in Chicago. Chicago Harbor Lighthouse. Pretty cool. Looks like a standard lighthouse. Awesome. Grosse Point Lighthouse. Another cool looking lighthouse. The Picasso Sculpture. Another one of those iconic Chicago landmarks. Out of all the things Picasso has created, that one that's not one of my favorites, but it's part of Chicago. Getty Tomb. Wrigley Field. Now, we're Sox fans in our house, but we also like the Cubs, and we all have to admit Wrigley Field is a beautiful, awesome place to watch a ball game. So there it's represented here in our cityscape. Pritzker Pavilion. So this is an awesome pavilion that's part of Millennium Park. It's just a really
They didn't have the
interesting
bean
structure.
here. It's weird that they have the Picasso sculpture, but not the bean.
Yeah, that's true. Bean would be a hard one to have a paper model, I imagine. Red Line L train. There you go. One of the lines for Chicago's elevated trains.
Yeah.
Orange Line L train. Blue Line L train. Brown Line L train.
Oh, and then there's a few more models, which is some Wurlington Press also have some free models. So here is the Aon Center, formerly the Amoco Building.
Okay, well, let's see. Where is it?
Just one,
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's it. That building looks kind of it looks nice on the outside, but when you walk around is when you really appreciate it. It looks beautiful, like around the area, and it's kind of like a marble-like exterior. It's pretty cool.
And then there's also the Farnsworth House.
Farnsworth House is another one of those modern buildings. Do we know who the architect is for that one?
And search it up on Google.
Yeah, I'm about to search it on Google, but it's kind of a cool looking building, right?
Yeah.
And is that it?
Yeah, that's all the models, and I have some photos which I can show you after this.
All right.
Oh, and the reason why we made these models is because one time we went to the Chicago Architecture Center, which you should go to, right, Dad?
Yeah, no, it's a really cool place to go to. And they arrange a lot of cool architectural tours of Chicago, and that's kind of their home base for that. And a lot of those tours are on the river, too. So it's like a riverboat architecture tour, which is really awesome.
Yeah, and each time we were building these models, we put the date that it was made on here. So on here, these are all the dates that everything was made. So you can read every day we made this, it's been on that day right here.
Yeah, no, pretty cool. As you can see, there's a lot of these models were completed in one day. So oh my God, look how many were done in a couple days in January. A lot of work there.
Yeah. And then these are all of them. We did have a pause in February 22nd, and then we went back to this on April 13th.
Yeah, very cool. There you go.
Yeah, and then on May 11th, the whole map is finished. And as you can see here, we had to buy some of the models because we found out we didn't have all of them. We wanted to have all of them on here.
Yeah, and so the website for the Wurlington Press, that's where you can go to print out a sheet and order all the paper models that you want from them. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, here is what the order form looks like.
And you can get all the Chicago paper models for only $42, and that's for 30 postcards, so pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we're also going to show the finished map from different angles, so we're going to do that really quick. So when we started this map in January, this is what the map looked like. It only showed like 9 models, and then it showed like the river.
Yeah, so that's the beginning of it. Let's see.
And then later, we changed the river, so it looks like this right now. And then later on, we added more models, and you can see this is what the map looks like right now. And then here's it from all 4 different sides.
Ooh, very nice.
And then here is what it looks like from that one point, which is all the way right here. It shows the best view of the skyline.
I like it.
And then here is a view which you go on the highway and see the Willis Tower. And then here's a lake shore.
Lakeshore view, nice.
Here is from Navy Pier.
Ah, yeah.
And then this is what the thumbnail would be. This would be right by the river.
Yep, iconic shot of Chicago.
And then here is what the view from the Willis Tower looked like. And then here the view from those 4 buildings back there.
Okay, well.
And then here is the lake. You can see the harbor light back there. And then here is what the whole map looks like from the complete top view.
Yeah, I love that view. It's like it's from like an airplane view.
Yeah, but this is like more of a satellite view. Because those like first few photos, those are like actually from like those would be like the airplane shots, while this be more like a satellite shot, like ones that you can find on Google Maps.
All right, well, there you go. So as you can see, a lot of hard work went into this awesome creation of the awesome Chicago building landmarks and the elevated trains. A lot of work, but really cool. And thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment down below.
And really, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.